Check out our website, mcenow.com, where you'll find news, training, events, and opportunities you can start using right now to positively transform your personal economy. I am seeing a lot of political signs that have been vandalized. People, signs don't vote. That's a sign of emotionalism. Let's talk about what needs to happen with your money should a certain candidate win. I'm getting a lot of questions. What if so-and-so wins? What should I do with my money? What if so-and-so wins? What should I do with my money? Let's talk about it. Okay, real quick. Let's talk about politics and money. If you have not noticed, I know it might be difficult for you to believe this, but people get very emotional when it comes to politics. You probably haven't seen any of that, but trust me, it's out there. It happens. So can we afford to get emotional about our money? No. We have to be objective when we're talking about money. So when you start mixing the emotionally charged subject of politics with the subject of your money, you are treading on thin ice. You are actually putting yourself in big time jeopardy of losing money, of coming out on the losing end. So how do you handle that with regard to this upcoming election? A lot of people are asking, well, what do I do with my money if he wins? Or what do I do with my money if he wins? Well, it's very simple. In most instances, you don't have to do anything with your money. But pay attention to the objectives that you had when you started saving or investing or doing whatever it is that you were going to do. So presidents do affect policy, that's for sure. They can definitely use their power to propose changes in the tax code. Those proposals, of course, have to go through our Congress and be voted on and become law. And you've seen that happen. There was a point in the 1950s where the top tax rate was 90%. So that means that the top income earners paid 90% of their income to taxes. Now, how many of them do you really think did that? No, not many at all. What they did was they took advantage of tax incentives in the tax code, and they paid far less than that. Or they just held on to assets and didn't liquidate anything, and therefore didn't incur a taxable event. So, yes, taxes are out there, and the president can certainly affect that. However, if you are, let's say, saving for retirement in a qualified plan like a 401k or an IRA, that money is tax advantaged, and you're not going to experience a taxable event until you decide to liquidate it at the qualified age of 59 and a half, or, which I wouldn't do this one, liquidate it prior to that. And if you do that, you're going to be hit with a tax and a 10% penalty if you liquidate prior to 59 and a half. But if you don't, then your money would have had time to grow and not be affected by taxes for a long period of time. So in that case, you've avoided some taxation. So when we're talking about your money, should I sell everything? Let me tell you a little story about someone who thought he was slick. Mark Cuban, he's the owner of a basketball team. Sorry, I don't know which one. I don't follow sports. But during the run-up to the last presidential election, they asked him, well, if Trump wins, what are you going to do with your money?
I mean, I have my Trump hedge on. In the event Donald wins, I have no doubt in my mind the market tanks.
And this was on a major financial news network that he said this. So I'm thinking, wow, that's ridiculous. I don't care who wins this election. I'm keeping my money invested because I've seen the trajectory grows over time. And initial shocks happen where, a president gets sick or they propose something like Bush, H.W. Bush said he didn't like broccoli, and broccoli tanked for a day or two. Oprah Winfrey a few years ago said she didn't like beef, and that tanked. She had to issue an apology. But these were momentary shocks. And you know the rest of the story. The market spiked. He lost a lot of money, but he can take it. He's a very wealthy man. But how many people listen to that emotional advice in regard to a presidential election, liquidated, and missed out on the tremendous spike that the market took in the wake of the 2016 election? So stay the course. Whatever your investment objectives are, they don't need to be adjusted because of who is going to be in the White House. The long-term trajectory, if you look from George Washington on to the current President Trump, the long-term trajectory of our markets and assets in general has been an upward trajectory. So you need to take the emotion out of the money piece and chill.
This has been Tyrone Keys. Remember, you can unlock prosperity with me, Keys.